some questions here. Let's see. Oh, I don't know. Just do you have any special question you want to start with, or do we go with just the regular one?
I don't have anything in mind right now, but I mean, we can think for 2 minutes.
Any plans for the weekend? Okay, let's go with plans for the weekend. Okay, let me start, and then I'll pass. This weekend, I'm gonna try to relax a little bit, and if it's nice, I'll try to get on the bike and do a nice ride for at least a couple of hours, and hopefully I will have some paella during the weekend. So those are my plans for this weekend. What about you, Septimus?
Yeah, thank you, Santi. For me, this weekend I plan to relax for sure because last weekend I was preparing the book club and I didn't spend any time or relax. So I think I'll play some video games and I'll meet my friends and go outside for a walk if there is sunny days. I hope. And then I also want to prepare the audit proposal and also wanna deep on the project you just told me. I recently just joined the game on the browser, and I think if we can do something with those resources, with the same resources they do, I think we can do a very fun game.
Yeah, I knew you'd love it.
I'll pass it to Ivy.
Wow. Ooh. Oh. But okay, so it's that scuba diving or with bottles or with air or just free diving. Okay, that's cool. I learned. I took the PADI course several years ago, and I've done it several times, and it's one of my passions. Although I haven't done it many times, but just when you dive into the water and you just hear no noise but your bubble coming out, and it's amazing. Yeah, it's a scuba. That's cool. It's nice. I think you should try it. Just to see. I mean, it's an amazing sensation. I've never felt something like that. Good. All right. Libby just joined, but I guess she left. I don't know if she was looking for another me. Hello, Libby. Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
I'm good.
Good.
Friday.
Yeah, Friday evening here and Friday night for Ivy. You're starting the day. We are ending the day. We're all starting to end. Good. We're just going to the question of what are your plans for the weekend? And you're the only one missing.
Oh no, I missed everyone. My plans for the weekend are hopefully seeing some friends that I haven't seen yet because I'm in my hometown. And there's still this weirdness that investigating how people are feeling about seeing each other.
For COVID or for COVID? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, for COVID.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's nice. Just start organizing things, and we're gonna move to São Paulo in 2 weeks. So starting
cool.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Thanks.
Nice moving this year. You guys are moving quite a lot this year.
Yeah, I moved quite a lot recently, and
Mhm.
now is the first time that I'll try to like leave the nomadic life,
Mhm.
give
Okay.
it a break.
All right. Cool. Okay. I was talking to Griff before he catch the plane. He said he might be late today, and I don't see any of the lawyers like Anya or Marina or Lawrence, or usually here. I don't know. I wanted to basically go over the final touch of the document, which Griff and I were working on last Sunday for the Hatch terms, which is pretty much done from our side, but we need one of the lawyers to take a look at it deeply and see if everything more or less makes sense. And once that's done, we consider it's going to be finished. So I don't know if these guys are not here. I'll try to talk with Griff and see if we can forward to Anya or any of them so they can take a look sometime during the week. But I don't think it's worth us going over it. It's in the link of the agenda. Anyone can check it. It's the document we've been working on the past weeks. Another of the points, there is all, and it's great that you've joined here today because there is all the issues concerning the terms for the proposals for the GitHub that I started working on a couple of weeks ago, and I dropped on the issue, and just taking as a template the ones from Aragon also, and I today I wanted to discuss the terms for the for the uh, for the meeting attendance, which is well something we've talked several times before. Ivy just sent me the new template that she and Tamara, I think, have been working on for the meetings, and basically they've introduced this sentence on the top that you can, if you click on the, let me see, well, right now, yeah, on the agenda, I've integrated the template from them. Let me share the screen with you.
Yeah, just a quick note. I think
Yeah, right.
an email.
It's just this quick note up here.
No, sorry,
This
just
is,
wanted to say something.
mhm.
Because I received an email that this event was canceled. So maybe Anya and everyone thought it wasn't happening, the working group.
Oh, because there was an issue. I guess someone deleted the calendar, and I requested to introduce it again, and Ivy did it again, and that could be the reason. It's already on the
Yeah.
calendar again, but that could be the issue. Anyway, we will. I announced it a while ago, a couple of hours ago on Discord, and just 5 minutes ago again. But that could be the issue. Well, we can just talk about it, and when these guys join in next week meeting, or I can check with Anya on a DM. But basically, if you see my screen, this is the sentence that they've introduced. This call is being streamed and recorded for use in our media channels. So this is basically what we intend to introduce right now, so everyone who sees the agenda document can see that we are recording and that we are using the images for internal purposes or just to post them. I would like to start just giving my personal sense. I think it's of course it's great to mention it, and we have to mention it, but I think we should maybe next to the sentence just have a terms document that they can click on and have a little bit more wider instructions or recommendations, because mm, I don't really think some people is aware what that means. Okay, if you're recorded and you're on YouTube, someone can just grab a screenshot of your image and do whatever he wants with that image. And I think at least anyone should be aware that 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 information is going to be online. It's going to be uploaded as long as we want to keep it uploaded, and everyone's going to be able to see it, and everyone might be able to do whatever they want with those images up there. any frame from the videos or any voice that they want to use or whatever. I don't think I don't think ever is going to happen anything, but you never know. Someone may get mad at TC and they might be just grabbing those images to hurt us. You don't know. So it's good that everyone knows with a little explanation that this material is going to be up there, and for as long as we decide as a TEC to keep it up there on our YouTube channel or our library or whatever. So what do you guys think? What do you think, Septimus?
Yeah, I think that's a great idea, and we should add this link. I think we should, and I also think as a transparency working group, we could draft it and do it, and then on legal you see if everything's right, if something's missing. But I think we could start the work and then pass it to legal. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's something we can do.
And just one question here that I didn't mention: Do you guys think that it should be exactly the same for all the meetings, or is there any specific meetings that we want to add something additional to, let's say, the standard terms? I don't know. It just came to my mind. There might be some special meetings, because I remember at the very beginning of recording that one of the meetings that we were having at legal, I remember, I think it was Marina that was warning not to upload that video because we were talking about some things that were a little I wouldn't say confidential, that wouldn't be very nice to to be spread out there, because we were talking about investing, which we have decided to change those words and just say join the hatch and use different words. So just, do you think there should be maybe two levels of terms, just the regular terms for regular meetings and another one for those meetings or those informations that might be a little bit more confidential?
I think
in my go ahead.
Just finish. Go ahead, Livia.
Okay, I'll go. I think legal could be good to have an additional disclaimer of like nothing that is being said here can be considered a legal recommendation, an investing recommendation. There is no responsibility from anything said in this meeting to anything that happens outside of this meeting.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe for all of the meetings to have like a note together with that one that these are experimental.
No financial information, by no means. This is right. All the legal, usually sentences that everyone that's giving financial information out there are usually used to avoid any problem for anyone just mentioning that, hey, you told me to invest here and this has been a disaster or whatever.
Yeah, nothing is a financial advice, and
mm-hmm.
and for all the working groups that what we're doing here is experimental content. So
mm-hmm.
like use the informations from all of the working groups at your own risk, and that there is
mm-hmm.
no like liability and responsibility from anything being said into like whatever happens outside of this process.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I think that's a great idea, but we could also, instead of doing it only for legal, we could do it the legal disclaimer. We could use it for all of them.
For all of them, right? Because you never know, right? I agree, because you never know if on any meeting there may be some intervention just with some words that may sound like, inviting anyone to invest or to join or to whatever. You never know, because sometimes there's people expressing their own opinions, and if we have those terms there, probably use the same for all of them and introduce these terms there. So at least we are we are mentioning everyone. If they are there, they're on the agenda. Maybe mention at the beginning of the meeting, there's the terms that everyone can read if they want to, and boom, and then we can start. I agree with you, Septimus. We can probably just don't have two versions, just have one, and use that one, and for every single meeting. Because even in Thursdays meetings on the sync call, we have people from outside, because usually it's all of us normally, and then someone else may watch those videos from any channel that we have them. But sometimes we even have people being invited and presenting their proposal or the project, and it's just not for us, it's to protect them also.
Yeah.
Can I just add something that
Sure.
from the transparency working group point of view? Of course, as much as possible, we would like to be transparent with all the meetings and our other discussions. But we know that there are also information that are sensitive, and it was brought up during one of our calls, because I think we should also filter some of those information that we make public. So I think, and I think Juan made this call TEC call protocols. This document, I think he has it. Maybe we can also add there like some criteria, or like which information shouldn't be. I mean, which calls should not be recorded. So something like that, and yeah, and then for this disclaimer statement at the top of the agenda. So my first idea was to make it more direct. So I put something like, by joining this call, we're like saying it more directly, that once they join the call, they allow us to publish their presence, or their pictures or their videos in our social media channels. But we are also trying to make it short and more subtle, you know. So that's why we revise it and we reworded it that way. But if you, but it's not very explicitly saying that you are allowing us to publish yours, your presence like that. So if there is better wording that you could suggest, then it would be very helpful. And another idea that I think of, because we also usually send this invites in the channel when we send the agenda, and like a reminder that the call is happening in 45 minutes, like that. So it would be also great if we add this statement in that invitation, just like keeping reminding them, especially for the new people coming to the calls, that hey, because some people might not access the document, and they won't be able to click this terms on the meeting attendance in the agenda. It's a good idea to put that link, but other people may not be checking this document. So it would be great that when we send this invitation in the channel, that the statement is already there, that we're letting them know that we are recording the calls.
Okay. Well, I agree that we have to keep the sentence, because it's just a reminder that this is being recorded. And I don't think someone should click on the terms and read the terms just to realize that this is being recorded and can be uploaded, will be probably uploaded from us. But then if you want to see the details, just get there, click, and then have all the details of the terms, which may include, as we were saying, this is not financial advice. Do play at your own risk. We don't have any liability or responsibility for the working of this experiment, and so on. Okay, I agree, warning them or including them on the invitation of the working group when we announce them a few minutes or a couple of hours ago before. It's also a good practice. I agree. Hello, Griff. Where are you?
Hey, I landed in Quito, but I'm still in a taxi. I'm still traveling, sadly.
Okay, all right. Well, we I don't know. We had some issues with the meeting because it disappeared from the calendar, and when I realized this morning and I requested to someone to add it, I just added it. But maybe some people got the email and thought that the meeting got canceled, because that's the way I realized. So none of the common legal members are here today, and I don't think it's worth going through the document that you and I were working on Sunday. I'd probably try to get in touch through DM with Anya and kindly require her if she can take a look at it. And we moved into another topic, which is discussing the meeting attendance terms. We're using today on the agenda the template that Ivy and Tam were working on. And in that template, there's already a sentence that states that the meeting is being recorded and streamed and will be posted on our social media channels. And we were discussing that although that is needed, we may also introduce some link to some terms mentioning all the standard things, that this is not advice. We don't have any liability or responsibility for you joining TC. This is an experiment, and so on. So we make sure that they are there. If they click them or not, it's their own problem. But we are already offering them and warning them, and excluding us from any liability, because on top of recording, we sometimes don't know. People may be saying something that we don't realize might be, sounding like inviting people to join, and sometimes we have meetings where there's people outside of the regular group, people presenting their projects and so on. So we think that working on some kind of terms, although they might be short, very short, but they should be there and included on the agenda document. So what do you think about it?
Great call. I didn't even think about that, especially for this legal call. We're talking about these legal things. It's like nothing we say is legal advice. Blah blah blah. That's totally forgot about that. That's a great call. Nice catch.
Okay. All right. Besides that, now that you're here, Libby, I am, and that we're going to be facing the next sprint. We're somehow almost done with this week's issues, and I'd love to see, together with you, soft governance and Juan Carlos, which are the issues that you think we should be focusing on this next sprint. If you have any preferences or help, or we could help you on the ones that you're working, or so, just go ahead.
Yeah, so for the code of conduct, I was looking at the document and thinking, like, what are we gonna do with this? Where does this information go? How people access it? And then I thought this would be like a great segue to start the TEC handbook. So having like bits and pieces of all of this information very organized for people and separated by channels, and then not only channels, but kind of like we separated in the code of conduct, like communications, proposals, and then I just requested now that we get I created a Github account, and they offer free accounts for for open source projects. So I'm in the process of requesting that we get a free account, and then we can start all collaborating on that.
That's a great idea. Just the same process that the guys at One Hive have done just a couple of weeks ago with the release of the wiki. Or that's I think they're French, aren't they? The guys at Github. Anyway, it's okay. you already requested that. If they provide us that free account, that'd be great. I think it's a great way to structure all the information, because not just the code of conduct, anything can be there, and we just keep adding pages and adding anything that we consider be worth for someone new to the group or to the TEC to be able to browse and check and read and go. Because there's also a lot of information, and that's one of the things that sometimes we discussed about the forum. Forum is great, but sometimes the information gets lost. It's not easy to find information that's relevant and important. Sometimes I have to just go to the creator and go over his activity log and find it that way. And some relevant information, like the terms that Griff just posted the other day, and not for the test, but for the final DAO, Hatch DAO, which are not going to be very different, because just some of the parameters are going to be changing. Those informations are interesting sometimes, and we may think that it might be worth putting them on the GitHub, on the Gitbook also. Okay, so well, we can discuss that later on in the meeting with Tem, but it's just a request, because we are somehow, I wouldn't say ending, but we're almost done with this huge work that has been the Tech Hatch legal document, and we're ready to work on new stuff. Okay, I don't know. I think if any of you guys have any additional thing to talk about, I would call it here, because there's not much we can progress with that document. None of the guys that usually join are here. I would also, just as a suggestion, we should try to see how to engage these people a little bit more, because anyone is so it's great to have anyone here on these meetings, but we somehow need the touch of these knowledgeable people, at least one or two of them, because sometimes we all discuss on things that we are not experts on, and it's good to have their personal sense and their point of view. So if we can try to encourage someone else to join that may have that background, that'd be great. So when one of those guys cannot join, like today, there's at least one of them around. So maybe we should think on a way to try to engage someone else on the group, to make sure at least one or two of them are always around. Okay.
Yeah. I wanted to add one thing regarding like what we were saying on the, for example, on the Marina case, that she was talking, but that video at the end was uploaded, but we just deleted the part Marina didn't agree to. And I was thinking the same on the, should we mention on the terms and conditions that we, yeah, of course, like it's their information, and if they tell us to delete it, we of course are going to delete it, but we should add it there. I mean, in the case of Marina, I think she didn't know at the beginning it was being recorded, and that's why maybe she said that.
Right. I think we're always open to listen to anyone requesting whatever, okay? But they have to understand that this is a community project, and if they are jumping into the community, there might be, for whatever reason, some time that someone may request to cut or delete something, and we may not be in the position to do it. I'm just thinking, you know, and I don't have any specific case in my head, but that's why we're writing the terms, and we will mention them at the beginning of the meeting, the same way that now we've started to mention that on the Thursday meetings that Griff is the moderator, and Juan Carlos or Griff is the I forgot the words, the facilitator, and Juan Carlos is the moderator. I think we should all mention that and mention that there is a terms, you can click on them, and just make sure this is going to be recorded. And if you're not feeling comfortable with that, we invite you to leave, because I mean, when we cut someone, we're not just giving that one the right to not appear, but we are also avoiding the right of the rest of us, or the rest of the people who's not been on the meeting, to be able to listen to that. You know, it's two kind of rights. The one that's mentioning whatever he doesn't want us to record, and the ones that have not been in the meeting and they're watching the videos to see what was going on the meeting. So I think just warning, it should be enough if everyone understands that it's being recorded, and it's up to them to talk or say whatever they want to say and they feel comfortable being recorded. Of course, if someone comes to us, we're going to listen to them. And if something easy, we can easily cut it and leave it away. But I want to have the right to decide as a group if we do it or not, because it may be information that we, for whatever reason, may not want to delete. Okay, and that's what I think. I understand that Marina, whatever she said, I don't remember right now what it was, but we deleted. We were not warning that it was being recorded. It was, at the very beginning, and I understand. If we don't warn, it's absolutely illicit that someone requires us to delete it. But it's like if someone has been there and says, "Hey guys, I don't want you to upload the video." What are we gonna say? Sorry, dude, you were here, we recorded, we told you, and we're gonna upload it. It's our material, What do you mean you don't want us to? What am I gonna do? We're gonna download the video with all the words and the talking for everyone on that meeting just because you don't want it? These are the terms.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Check them out, and if you don't feel comfortable, just get out of the video, read the terms if you didn't have the time to read them, and come back if you feel comfortable, and then join and be around. And if not, just you're free to leave and just join the tech chats and work with us on a different way and not attend the meetings and just watch the meetings offline. Not offline, not live, and that's it. So
regarding that, I think we could stream all the calls, and if someone doesn't want to be here, but he wants to watch it live, and maybe he can write something in the Discord chat to engage with the community, but seeing it in live all the time, and encourage people who just come and listen, and people people if with low participation, they don't. If they don't want to be here, let them have easy access to the YouTube, and they just watch it live, and they can add and comment whatever they want. And it's another way to participate.
Right. If we are doing that, I would suggest two things. First, always include that sentence also on the top of the agenda or at the beginning, mentioning it. This meeting is being live recorded in the Twitch or whatever channel we decide, and maybe have those terms available always, just like a tag there or whatever on the live streaming of the video. So they can, because the problem if we are streaming and we mention whatever we mentioned at the beginning of the meeting, and someone jumps in half of the meeting, they may not know there are terms or no terms or whatever. And if we can just like the recording that you have, Zeptimus, when you're recording the red text there saying recording, just something at the bottom or whatever, terms, and just go check the terms. At least we're mentioning that there are some terms and they can check. I know we probably cannot put a link on the streaming, but at least we are warning we have some terms there, and you can go and check it.
Yeah, I'm thinking I can put, for example, like live stream and like where I have the recording, and then on the bottom just add be sure to read terms and conditions.
Something like that, right? Like a ticker or whatever. Okay. All right. So how do you guys want to work on that? Should I just open up? I opened up an issue this morning, and I will add you, Zetimus and Ibi. So you guys want to start working on that, and then once you have something written, should we review it here, or how do you wanna move forward with that?
I think that approach is cool. What do you think, Ivy?
Yeah, we can start on something like draft anything, or of course we're not legal experts, but I'm sure that there are available information in Google, so we can work on that first and draft like maybe some content for that, and then we'll pass it to you for review.
Okay. So I will add you to the issue, so you get notified every time someone adds something there, or writes anything, or the issue moves from one state to another. Okay.
I think what Tam wants is like there is only one owner for each issue. So maybe we can create a separate issue for ourselves, but like for us, it's gonna be the draft, and for you, it's gonna be for the review of this document. So something
Well, I'll
like
check
that.
with Tam. I will be the owner. I'm the owner of the issue, but I think you can add additional members just so they get notified. So at least whenever anything is added or whatever, all of the ones that are in there get notified. Although there's just one owner, there's always just one owner of the issue.
Okay.
Well, I'll check with Tam this afternoon.
Okay.
All right. Anything else from your side, Livia? No? Good. All right. So I think we can just leave it here. On today's meeting later on the sprint, I will just remember to the rest of the team to see how we can try to get additional contributors to the meetings, and we can discuss also how to best manage this new issue and ones together with Juanqui and you, Livia. All right.
Awesome.
Perfect. Thank you all for recording.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.